Yeah, YouTubers, Tasman here, bringing you another episode of Foundry versus, or what did I call it? Fantasy Grounds versus Foundry? There's too many F name products there. Sorry about my voice, it's a little scratchy today. So, my video has gotten lots of comments, and I want to take this video maybe to address those comments and talk a little bit about it. So this could be a super short video, it could be a fairly long one. One of the first things I would like to say is I did get, I think, 2 dislikes on the video, and I have absolutely no problem with a dislike. However, if you do a dislike, I'd love it if you at least told me why. You know, and maybe someone of those guys did, because I did get some saying great video, however, you know, this, and you know, if you're gonna leave a dislike, go ahead and in the comments say I disliked it and this is why, you know. Or you could, you know, positive or creative criticism kind of thing, you know, you did this well, however I put a dislike to let you know that this I think you could do better. If you did that, I would appreciate it, because when I see a dislike, I have absolutely no idea why. It could be just someone that doesn't like you as a person, and you know, stuff like that. So anyway, in this video, I wanted to kind of address the questions and comments that I got. And I'm going to go ahead and just start. There's, I think, like 13 of them. But I'm going to start at the very bottom. And the first one is by Robert Cupcake. And I apologize if I slaughter anyone's names. He, this person, I'm assuming a boy named Robert, says, I like some features of FGU, but the UI drives me nuts. And I said that I agreed that Fantasy Grounds really doesn't seem to take advantage of things it could do to make the interface better. And here's an example. So let's just say, you know, we have the character window here, we have a character here, you know, we pull up a map, just a map. So we have a map now. Not a very good map, but that's okay. Go ahead, bring that up there. Let's control click it and stretch it out and maybe zoom it in. So here we have a map. And now you see we don't have a way of accessing those prior windows, such as the character window. We have to drag this down or close it. It'd be really nice if there was kind of a Windows manager, like up in this corner right here, that you could click down and it would show you all your windows that are open, and you could simply, you know, click on that window and boom, it comes to the front. Now there is a fix for this. So if we have a character that we want to do, I think if you just drag it like that, now if we click on this, it pulls up the character, right? And we do have, you know, we do have lots and lots of these things. So if we had multiple images, you know, you find yourself shuffling things around. We can always minimize by clicking on, let me just double check. I think if we click on this icon right here, it sets it as the background. But you also have the option of doing something like this. Right click on it, and there is this guy right here, which is minimize, which will turn that window into a little icon. So then we can just simply click on that, bring it back, and then to shrink it down again, we click on minimize, and it goes back where it was. So anyway, but if we have lots of things, we have, say, an acolyte. Let's go ahead and put some NPCs down here. Adult Black Dragon. Let's just maybe go a couple of pages in. Medusa, I guess. NPC Medusa. You know, a mummy. So we could always put lots of our things down here. We can put anything that has the little eye down here, including maps, tables, and all that fun stuff. We can add our own notes and put them down there. We can put items down there. We can put pretty much anything down there. And if you've watched my videos where I'm explaining Fantasy Grounds, you actually have more than just these 12 buttons. You end up having 96. Because if I press Control, you'll see now we have C 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If I press Shift, we have S 1 through 12. If I press Alt, we have A 1 through 12. If I press Control and Alt, we have CA 1 through 12. Control and Shift, SC 1 through 12. Shift and Alt, we get SA 1 through 12. It's thinking I'm trying to do other stuff. And then, of course, we also have Control Alt Shift, which gives us SCA 1 through 12. This is not ideal. I mean, it does give us a thing. So now we can actually go like this. We can have our image up. And then it's like, oh, yeah, I need that acolyte. Boom. I can pull up the acolyte. I can see its info. When I'm done, I can simply close it and pull it up again and again. So it is not ideal. I will definitely say that. And I think there are ways that they could make it tons better. I don't know if people have made recommendations or anything, but it definitely could be better. So this is what I agree that not the best thing, but it is doable. And I do agree 100% that they could definitely do it better. And then a comment after that said, yeah, completely agree with this. I have them both, and the only time I go back to FGU is when I'm running a one-shot where I don't do any prep. When this is possible in Foundry, I will probably not touch FGU at that point anymore. I do not like how cluttered and early 2000s the UI is. The next one is by Mr. Mean Speaks, John Polak, yes. Good video. As long time user of FG/FGU, I do Foundry VTT all the way. Foundry also has a PDF importer which allows you to import books so you don't need to buy the same book over and over. Both are good, but my group found Foundry to be easier to use and navigate. So I did ask PDF importer, how did I miss that one? Is it native or a module? Thanks for the information. And they said it's a module. Pathfinder 2 has a PDF importer which imports official Pathfinder APs. So you get all the maps, monsters, dynamic lighting. It's very cool. So Pathfinder, definitely a cool thing. That's another thing. This is kind of more leaning towards the D&D. You can always check and, see which rule sets, or in Foundry they're called systems, the actual application supports, and go from there. And then Mr. Mean Speaks says, John Polak, there's also a module that allows you to have access and display actual PDFs, which is another cool thing. You can actually be in Foundry and have it actually pull up a PDF. The next one is by the Honj90. Says, thank you for making the comparison video. I appreciate it since I'm currently looking to move away from Roll20 and comparing VTTs. My suggestion would be either have a script or do more editing, as there is a lot of filler moments. It would also be better for you to test the features in advance, then make the comparisons, as it was not clear at all from the video what kind of automation Foundry has for drag and drop functionality. And then there's even a little bit more. Particularly when combined with D&D Beyond importers, which is something that is relatively important to me, and I imagine a lot of other people. Thanks for your effort. Good luck in your YouTube career. So I usually do actually have a script. However, when I'm doing things, I think of new things and I start kind of acting off of that. And a lot of times that puts me off on a tangent. It's a bad thing, but it also can be a good thing because it might actually be something that you might be thinking and now you don't have to ask it. So I do usually try and work from a script or a bullet list of what I wanted to accomplish. However, I'm always coming up with, I wonder if this will work, because I didn't necessarily think of that. Even when I'm testing, a lot of these things I also go and test. One thing that I've found is the Foundry. So this is running right now in a virtual machine. Um, and for some reason, Foundry, and this was the issue we ran in last time, if we go up to the top right here-ish, maybe. There we go. So I do have Foundry running. However, for some reason, and every fix I've looked up does not work, but no matter what I type in here, I could type, hey, I could type a command. We get this type error, cannot read property tokens of null. So my workaround so that I'm still got a bare bones system is I actually have this guy just to host the Foundry, and then I minimize it, and then on my actual system, I have the Foundry pulled up here that I can type, hey. So anyway, I did say thanks for your input here. I will see what I can do to make the videos better. This is one person maybe I'm suspecting left a dislike. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't do either of those, and I have 2 dislikes from someone else. This is why it would help for me to know who's leaving those. All right, our next one is from Ironman9990815. Says, would you make a video on how to manually upload information from D&D 5e books onto FGU, so you don't have to buy the books again? So this is actually kind of a tricky part. It is doable, but there's a couple things. So if you only have the physical books with either system, you're looking at having to input character by character, image by image, each thing. And by image, you might end up having to use your phone, take a picture of the picture in the book, and then import it in. Now, Foundry does have, or there used to be VTT assets. As of some past D&D Beyond updates, that no longer works the way it used to. There might still be components of it that work, but what it was doing doesn't work. And it's only fair to say that VTT assets also requires you to subscribe to their Patreon, which means now you're paying a monthly, I think it's $5 a month for that. And that's for however long you use it. If you have PDFs, it's simple as you can simply just grab things, copy it, and then paste it in, your different areas that you want to paste it in. Let me just minimize that. So in Foundry VTT, you would be pasting it as a journal entry. I don't even know what I really got. Let's just go create an entry. We'll call it test. Create that. And then you could come in here and we could press V. And as you can see, it's not formatted the best. Now let's go take a quick look on my virtual machine at Fantasy Grounds. So if we wanted, say this is a story element we're working on, we would click the plus here, and here's our whole thing. All right, so if we come in here, and let's say we want to do the same thing. Let's say we want to do elf, and I'm only going to grab to right there because it's kind of a pain. We're going to go ahead and say copy. And now if we go into Fantasy Grounds, we can actually go in here and paste this. I did that wrong. Control V to paste it. So here you can see we have the same stuff. We could put the story title here, ELF, and it'll be nice and red like that. Once again, we are stuck with the formatting. With this, you can actually come in here then, and this is why you can't right-click to paste. You right-click, and we can make it bold. We can add paragraph types. If we go to paragraph types, we can make it a heading. We can make it a chat frame. We can make it a list. We can make it a link. We can make it a table. Now, a cool thing about making it a list or a chat link, so if I go here and delete these, end space delete, end space delete. All right, so if I wanted, for example, this to be a chat frame, Then I right click on it, go here, go to chat frame, and now you'll see it's chat frame. Cool thing, and this is part of the automation of Fantasy Grounds, is I can take that chat frame and drag it there, and now it shows to all the players. Foundry also has this, where we can actually say that here's our stuff, and I just want to show it to players, and now this entire thing is now showed to the players. And they can go to images. If I have any images that are specific, I can put them here and then show that to players, and now the image can be shown to the players. So it does have a similar thing. It doesn't put it here. It'll pop up a window. You know, they'll see it there. Next one is by the GN. Good video for me, even though I own 1,000 probably dollars of FG stuff. I find going back, I find it like going back in time when I play there. Foundry for the future, for me at least. And I do have to say, the biggest thing that's impeding me from going to Foundry is the license of Wizards of the Coast. I like having everything at my fingertips, and most things are automated. And the person replied back, totally understandable. I left D&D 5e. I left the D&D 5e reservation quite some time ago, so I had not thought so much about the aspect of VTTs. Makes sense for you, though. Hopefully Foundry gets licensed with Wizards of the Coast for you and others tied to them. There's two last ones. One, in my last video, I was talking about how Foundry has this, or Fantasy Grounds has this thing where it says $9.99 for first 3 months, then $9.99 monthly. This is just poorly written. Someone, Arthur Wendorf, said Ultimate is $9.99 to play for 3 months, and then $9.99 a month after that. Yeah, I agree. The wording is confusing. So $9.99 equals first 3 months, then $9.99 each month. It would be so much better for them to reword that to something like $3.33 a month for the first 3 months, or something along those lines. I understand it now, but I didn't when I was recording. And the final comment is by Willot, saying the old version of Standard Fantasy Ground, I believe, did allow one demo player to connect. I think they may have forgotten to take that out. This is where I was saying, if you have the standard version of Fantasy Grounds Ultimate, you might still be able to host for one free account. Normally, you can only host free accounts if you have FGU Ultimate, then you can host for both of these. If you host this, you can only host for other ones of these. However, I do believe, and someone can check it, maybe I'll check it throughout the week, you can actually host one free demo with FGU Standard. So that will do. If you did enjoy this video, or you learned something new, or if you have any additional questions, leave comments down below. Aside from that, comment, like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. Check out my Discord and my other videos and other channels on Discord and stuff. And that's it. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.